Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Happy Hour podcast. Of course, I'm going to be joined by Tatiana Vatiello from Talk Yo-ish podcast momentarily, along with Matt from Scissor Fist. He's going to be joining me here. And of course, we're here on YouTube Live. Shout out to Roses Unread. That is our brand new entrance theme for the next 6 months. We're going to change them up every 6 months, bi-yearly, pretty much. But no, thank you to everybody who tuned in to the HHPod Rumble this past Friday. It's completely unreal. Our second annual HHPod Rumble. Of course, we have a new HHPod Rumble champion, that being Jupiter Jetson. So look out online for Jupiter Jetson, and she's going to be sent a custom championship belt, which is modeled after the 1988 version of the WWE World Tag Team Championship, but with a Happy Hour podcast twist on it. It is going to say Jupiter Jetson on it. We're in the process of having the belt made now, and it will be sent out her way hopefully within the next month or two, so she can rock that out as the HHPod champion. And of course, our guest Daisy Taylor, she'll be joining us tonight as well, probably closer to 8 o'clock. But if she comes in early, of course, we're going to have her right here on YouTube Live. Matt's off tonight. Tom Nutty's off tonight, as I said. Matt from Scissor Fist and Tatiana from Talk Yo-ish will be joining me tonight. Jeff Perini, he was supposed to be joining me from the Yo Show, but apparently he realized that he had a guest and he had to go live with his own show. And I'm like, brother, you got to do what you got to do. And of course, we're going to be right back here live again on YouTube Live this coming Saturday with our very special guest, Marina Gold. Marina Gold will be joining us at 1 o'clock p.m. Eastern time. Of course, she's over, I think she's in Denmark or something like that. I forgot where it is she's from, but it's going to be 8 o'clock her time while it's 1 o'clock our time right here on YouTube Live. Make sure you comment in the feed. I just wanted to iron out some of the stuff with the new intro and all that stuff. You know how we work. We always come a little bit early. And also I'm still waiting for my co-hosts to get here. But the HHPod Rumble, of course, it is decided by Incoherent and Tom Nutty. You may have seen on our social media pages that we posted the video of when Stone Cold Steve Austin came down and started stunning everybody in the Alliance. Back when the Alliance tried to take over WWF, we posted that video and saying Tom Nutty in the HHPod Rumble, because Tom Nutty absolutely destroyed it. The HHPod Rumble lasted for about 2 hours. We want to try to cut that down to a 1 hour contest for next year. So we got a lot of cool stuff in plan. The hot tag is going to work differently next year. So we're going to do a lot of different things for next year. And of course, make sure you go out, buy Incoherent. You will see that right here tonight, as you always do each and every week on the show, as a part of our Ode to Humanity segment. And it's weird because this week, of course, at work, part of 95 down here and on our end of things, over in the PA area, is completely shut down. And for something like that to be shut down, a oil tanker truck blew up and took down half of the fucking overpass, which is completely, absolutely insane. And here comes Tatiana now. She's going to be joining us momentarily here on the show. And then once Matt's ready to rock and roll, Matt will be here with us as well. So, but yeah, so we're going to rock and roll right here on the Happy Hour podcast. And hey, how you doing?
Hi, good. Hold on, let me fix myself.
Oh, no, you're fine. I went ahead and started a couple of minutes early, so I've been just kind of gabbering aimlessly, because we have a new intro video. Of course, shout out to Roses Unread. Their song Creatures is now our official intro video for the Happy Hour podcast for the next 6 months. I want to try to change it up with all of our musical guests for the music that we put out. But I was talking a little bit about the HHPod Rumble. Unfortunately, Tatiana, you had some technical difficulties. You had to leave out early.
Yes.
But it was cool. Of course, we have the new HHPod Rumble champion, which is Jupiter Jetson.
So, I was going to lose anyway, so I'm just going to be honest. I wasn't going to make it.
But I was telling everybody what I want to do is next year, I want to try to make it a lot shorter. It's still in its infancy. It's the second one we've ever done. So we're still trying to iron things out. And I think where the Rumble kind of took off a little bit was when we got to the point that when we were doing the speed rounds, and it was 30 seconds. You had 30 seconds to answer the card, and then 15. And then once you made it to 15, there were no more hints. So a lot of people were blowing through a lot of them. So I think next year we're going to do just 30 seconds and then 15 seconds for the second round with no hints. And the Kofi, the hot tag, who also, I noticed people were just throwing that around freely. Next year, the hot tag is going to hurt you rather than help you, because whoever they throw that card to, if that person doesn't get it right, then
everybody's wrong. Okay.
So, and I mean, that's the whole thing. So then that way it doesn't make it as more of a security blanket.
Yeah.
Of people
to
going,
do it. Okay, well, I mean, honestly, to tell you, like, I said yes, but I would have said no had I actually really remembered what it was, because I just know that I just don't. My brain doesn't. You see how hard it was for the 2 you gave me on my show. I got 1 right.
Yeah, but I mean that's the thing though. It makes it fun. You know, it's all in sport. That's why I did a lot of those saves, because it's like if somebody's not as good with the game, if they play smartly and use the saves and use them right, then they can make it pretty far.
Yeah, to do. You know what it is? I'm really honestly, like, I know the rules are not hard, but I really don't. I don't know. I'm not grasping. You're like, then I didn't know anybody's name, so I felt so extra stupid. And my friend goes, God, I'm glad your computer was full because you look dumb as I was like, sure did. I was like, I sure did. And then, like, it was one of those days where my makeup wasn't right. I wasn't ready. My shirt, you didn't notice, but my shirt was completely open. I couldn't button it. I have nails. My husband was not home, and I was like, what am I going to do? So I had my shirt, my arms wouldn't cuff, nothing. And I was like, we're going to do this again. I looked like I didn't have I have long hair, but I wear the wigs just because that's my personality. Yeah. I couldn't find my wig cap, so my hair was showing. Like, when I tell you, honestly, I'm glad my computer was like, you know what, bitch, you need to just, we're not doing this anymore. But thank you so much again. I'm so sorry. I hate to be unprofessional.
No,
you know, I was filling in. You guys advertised for me, and that's why I said. And like I said, I'm giving you guys a podcast interview.
Hey, you guys Matt, what's up, buddy?
What's happening, brother? How are you?
Not too much. And of course, I'm Matt from Scissor Fist, who's filling in.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
He hit me up like about, I don't know, 20. It was probably longer than that. I kind of lost track of time.
I think it was like an hour and 15 minutes ago. I was like, hey, bro.
It felt like 10 minutes ago, but whatever.
But of course, Matt, you were part of the HHPod Rumble as well, which you've been a part of both of them. And I think this year went a little bit better. Next year, I want to try to get it a little bit shorter, like, because it did go a while. I think.
Yeah.
30-second speed rounds, which once we made it to 30 seconds, it was like bam, bam, bam.
It was fucking over.
You know, so
it was fun. It's just when you're doing something like this, and I mean, even if you did it live, person in person,
there's just so much going on.
Yeah, and like you could tell people if there was a way for you, Ray, they would have gone a lot smoother if there was a way for you as, like, I guess, like the host to like mute every motherfucker except for when it's their turn. You know what I'm saying?
You know, what's funny is there's a mute all button on here. And I wonder if I can do that and then just select certain ones.
I would imagine that there's probably something like that. I muted myself. Just because
I was muting myself.
There was so much chatter, and like I just didn't want to add to the background noise.
Yeah, it's a learning experience, you know.
For sure, dude.
You know, Tatiana, it's still in its infancy. It was the second one we ever did, and that's the thing. Like, a lot of people were like, we would never risk doing that because there's so much going on. And it's like, see, that's the thing. Like, and Matt, you've known me a long time. Like, I like those kind of challenges. Like,
right, yeah, you know, like I think, like, and I mean this like in a complimentary way, but if I was running something like that, absolutely fucking not, only based on the sole fact that I would be terrified of the chaos. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, I deal with strippers all day. I felt like I was in the strip club and I was actually about to almost have a panic attack, but dead ass. Like, I'm a big talker. I didn't really say much, and I was like, and I was the only I was the only black girl on there. I don't even know if you saw me because my computer was full and kicked me right out. But
but I don't know that I did. But I mean, there was a lot of faces. Like,
you would have remembered me.
Yeah, I would imagine so.
I look much better today.
It's funny because I'm not
Sorry.
gonna
I'll
name
mute it.
names because of course the day of a lot of people dropped out, and that's fine. Like it happens, or people no show. Like I'm a big if you no show, like at least let me know. Like for example, Tatiana was like, "Hey, I'm sorry, I'm having issues. I got to go." I'm like, "All right, cool, shit happens, whatever."
I mean, it's one thing when you're doing it on a big group Zoom like that. It'd be different if you had time set away and it was something in person. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and like it's the kind of thing that we had one guest. I'm not going to name names, but we had one guest.
Go ahead now, throw him under the fucking bus, Ray. Come on.
I thanked everybody. Like I went through, sent everybody an email. Thank you, and they were like, "Well,
I didn't get one.
I appreciate it. It was fun, but I didn't, plan on what was their term? I didn't plan on donating 2 hours of my time." And I thought to myself, bitch, you could have.
Don't be shitty. You could have fucking left.
Yeah, you could have. There were like Corey from Carbon Stone. He's like, "Hey man, my son's here. I got to go." I'm like, "All right, brother." Peace.
Yeah, you didn't give anybody a hard time about it. I stayed until like I was out of the game, and then like I would have loved to have hung out on there, but like I was home by myself, and I had my 2 labs out back. And I could keep an eye on them through my Ring camera, but like if left to their own devices, they're digging up my yard. That's exactly what they're doing.
Look, they're trying now. I'm sorry, I keep muting, but same here. I knew that I wouldn't have been able to dedicate 2 hours, but I was honored to be on. And sorry about the technical, but had it not been, I would have gave you the hour and 20 minutes that I had, and then I would have let you know that I had to go.
That happens, and you know what? Really, with stuff like that happening, that kind of benefits other people because if people leave out, they're eliminated. So
You get an extra chance.
And I mean, that's the thing. Like, I didn't expect it to run that long, but the first round, which was 1 minute per card, took a while. That's why next year
you have 30 people. That's a half hour if you're running fast.
Yeah.
If you're not getting all the jibber jabber.
Listen, it's a podcast, and there is everything's about.
There's no time limit to a podcast.
There's no time.
Yeah.
I dedicate, honest to God, like today, I just blocked you out for 3 hours because I was like, this is your day and I owe you.
Well, I mean, that's the thing. Like, and Matt knows he's been on this show a half dozen times that we could either go an hour and 5 minutes or we can go an hour and 45 minutes just based off of how the mojo.
Yeah, but Ray, really, like compared to some podcasts that are out there, you're generally around like an hour.
Yeah.
Ish. Like where, and which is really cool. Depending on the guests and stuff, like Joe Rogan's uber successful, but I think most of it has to do with the fact that he has connections because he's already a famous person, and who he gets as guests. It's like even if you fucking hate the guy, if he's like sitting down for 3 hours, possibly more, with somebody that you're interested in, you're gonna fucking listen anyway.
Especially because it's unscripted.
Right.
How did you guys, and Matt, I don't know about you, and Tatiana, where are you from? Like what area?
Okay, so I'm from Detroit, Michigan.
Okay.
I actually was born in Italy. I'm Italian, parlo italiano. That was my first language. My dad's Nigerian, my mom's Italian. My dad's also Indian. Yeah, so I know but I look Spanish. And
there's a foreman I deal with, and I think he said he was forgive me. I think he's Greek. And Morocco is like in the northern part of Africa, right?
I get that. Yes.
Yeah, and he says his parents were, and like as an American, and like geography, but you don't really like. I was like, that seems like a weird combination, but not really when you consider that the Mediterranean Sea is only thing.
It's right there. Yeah, even though they.
And he's like, no, it's super common over there.
Super. Yeah. Well, I am the only Black. As to say, descendant of my entire Italian family of the Vitellos. I'm first generation American. Even though I was born there, I came over here when I was very, very young, so I'm still a citizen. And it's just I'm the only one. I never realized my cousins have a Black cousin. Like I never paid any attention to that until I realized I'm that Black cousin.
Right, but I mean, it's also. There probably wasn't as much of that, like years and years ago. I don't know. People still no matter what the social stigmas may be, or whatever, or what your dad might think. Like, if people want to bang, they're just gonna do it.
Well, they met here, and that's how that happened.
Yeah, there you go.
They were not supposed to be together, but they did. Stop it! I'm so sorry. Come on. This is why I don't
Because I asked that because, of course, over here in Maryland, and Matt knows this, we got consumed last week by all that fucking smoke from the Canadian fires. Like that.
It was like a day or two. I mean, it didn't. I'm sitting here smoking cigarettes.
I'm not
really,
Canadian.
It didn't bother me at all. Really.
Were you running a check?
It didn't bother me either. But of course, I was sick as shit. So like the first day,
that's rough.
Out. Like I was like I felt better by the time of the Rumble, but like last week I was
your voice sounded a little weak during it. It was still there, but not as not as boisterous as you sound a lot better. You sound better today.
Yeah, like I was just getting over being sick. So my first time outside was all that smoke. But like New York, I don't know if you guys saw photos from New York.
Yeah, I got friends and stuff in Connecticut.
The whole sky was fucking orange.
You know what though? Can I just say I've lived in Detroit a very long time. I'm here in Florida now, but I just kind of have a hard time really putting it that all that came across. I don't know. Something's weird to me because
you were conspiracy minded about it.
No.
Yeah, I've heard like the goobers saying that like, there was a dirty bomb, and this is the way the government's trying to cover it up, and they don't want to tell anybody.
No, I don't have so I'm like not a conspiracist. I'm just like I just don't believe. I just my mind just cannot put, because I've been in Michigan a long time, like Windsor, all that. There's been so many things. I'm like, that's a big body of water.
Question. All right, because I've been obsessively watching this dude's YouTube videos. Now you're from Michigan and from Detroit. Yeah. So obviously this is just a city that's nearby. Yeah. But there is a councilman in Flint. His name is Eric Mays. And I'm writing that motherfucker in for president in 2024. YouTube him, like best of Eric Mays. Yeah. And it is, you know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Oh my God. We know I love that guy so much. Yeah. We're about to get funky in here. You want to use adjectives? I got a thesaurus, a dictionary, and an encyclopedia. I can come up with some words to call it. Dude, Ray, I'll send you some links because you
gotta see.
Definitely send them my way. Maybe we can start a campaign for him, like the Happy Hour podcast.
I'm sure we wouldn't be the only people. Like the council, like Flint, obviously with the whole water issue and all that kind of stuff. It seems like that's a city with a lot of problems.
It's just a sewer city. We just poo poo.
Right. It's like
there's no filter at all.
It's like Dundalk for us. Yeah. Like here in Maryland. Dundalk would be that. It's where the ship plant is. It always smells like a sewer there. Yeah.
And what's funny is when I heard that Canada was
shout out to Dundalk. All my friends from Dundalk.
Hey, I'm a Dundalk boy, and I'm.
I know you could listen. Another thing, you're from if you are not terribly familiar with like the Baltimore accent, all you have to do is listen to Ray.
Yeah, that's it. You won't
anything with an O in it, you'll hear him. He hits the fuck out of that. And like my family speaks like that, but I don't necessarily, unless I'm being like comical, like where I go like real hard with it.
Yeah,
like
I don't even notice it a lot of times. Like I don't.
Oh no, that's why sometimes I'll just feel this podcast laughing, and it's not because he will say something. He'll be like, "Well, they went post to post," and it's like, and I'm like, I'll just be back here like. Because he said, my aunt sounds that's the same way.
Mine just have a mafioso.
Yeah, well, go carry that Italian shit with you. Like, I love mobster movies and shit, and I like spaghetti. So like,
the two. It's funny because my husband always asks. He's like, "Are there really like do you have an Uncle Gino?" I was like, "Yes, I do." And he's like, "Do they really live?"
How many Tonys are in your family?
They kill people.
Well, we're not allowed to talk about those. So, they're all. So I made fun of my mom. I always tease her, and I was telling her in Italian. I said, "Yeah, everybody on the island, we're all Giuseppe, Pepe." I was like, "What's his name? Silverio. What's his name?" And then she goes, "Yeah, I met this guy." I said, "What's his name?" She goes, "Yeah, it's Pepe." I was like, "Fucking told you. There's 3 names. Like that's it. Like here." Tony, Danny.
What part of
Italy? So Ponza. It's the island of Ponza. It's about 2 hours off the coast of Rome. It's really small, and I guess Mariah Carey and Paris Hilton discovered it. but I was partying there a long time ago. So.
How did they discover? Wait a
They
minute.
discover shit. They're just rich and they probably bought a huge mansion.
No. They didn't buy anything on the island. You can't really buy stuff there unless you are a family member. Like you, I own property. There, no, there's nothing to buy. Like there's so many things there they can't build. They're all made into the rock, so there's nothing to buy. You can't.
I just assumed because, like you said, they discovered it and they're like very rich people. I figured that they had
sailed there with like Christopher Columbus hats on, and we're like, we discovered this.
No, my cousin. So years ago, I think I was 16. I'm 41 now, but I was 16. My cousin called me. She goes, "Oh, Mariah Carey's here," and I was like, "What?" She's like, "Yeah, that songbird." They showed her port. Like the island's really small. There was like maybe 1,500 to 3,000 people on it, and now I'm sure there's way more. But they showed her yacht, and she was like doing this and posing, and she put it in the magazine. I don't even know, travel magazine. Then here comes Paris Hilton with I discovered this quaint little island of
but the locals hate that shit. It's like, yo, don't give our fucking secrets up. We don't want all these fucking, because then you're gonna have a bunch of motherfuckers that look like me. All the flocks of white people will start showing up.
They're there. Yeah, and then they're like, well, actually, like I know I'll probably get hate mail for this, but a lot of okay, so the island had to come to because, I was the only Black person, dead ass. They've never seen one back 20, 30 years ago. I was it. Like, I was it. So for the longest, I was it. So now when you see another Black person on the island, I'm like, who's that? What are they doing here?
I thought it would be like a brothership. You like looking for somebody to step on your fucking toes.
I'm like, is that a female? Is that a Black girl? Like the guys, I'm like, whatever. And then they try to talk to me, and I'm just like, I don't speak bush English. My husband's like, you're fucking rude. I was like, well,
please tell me you have a relative that looks a little bit like Joe Pesci. Like you have to.
Oh, listen, he still lives in his basement. He wears suits to the dinner table. Yes.
He lives in the basement, but he wears suits to.
Oh, that's all.
Hey, man, you gotta keep it classy, bro.
Yeah, what? Are you crazy? He'll drive me to the ice cream shop when I was little with the suit on. Like,
now the main reason I asked is not because like I'm an expert on Italy whatsoever. My cousin is in the Navy and he's currently stationed in Sicily now, which is funny.
We don't like
like, because my uncle was in the Navy, but this was like back in the 60s, and he was stationed in Italy. But like, even if they had time off, like where they're free to just kind of go do whatever they want, they were like forbidden from taking a ferry over to Sicily at the time. But I think it was just, it was way too hot. Or they would have probably been, it's an American, we're, kidnapping them for a ransom or some shit.
Well, back then in Sicily, it was very run over by mobsters, so that they would have taken him for ransom.
Yeah, that's why. I see my cousin's pictures. It's fucking gorgeous.
Now, let me tell you about Sicily, though. Sicily is the Mexicans of Italy, and if you look, Italy is kicking. The boot is kicking Sicily. So technically, when someone goes, "I'm Italian, I'm Sicilian," I'm like, I'm sorry, I don't mean to hiss, but it's like an automatic thing because we're Roman. We don't toy with that.
I imagine maybe you've seen The Sopranos.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, like Furio talks about that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
he's like, even to this day, they put their nose up to us.
Now that we're talking about the mafioso, we're going to get into murder.
I love murder.
We're going to get into our first news article, which is, and of course, this happened right here in Maryland. This happened in Prince George's County, Maryland. And it says daughter and granddaughter accused of grilling and dismembering a woman's remains.
Really? I haven't heard about this. When did this is recent?
Granddaughter.
Yes, this was posted June 7th. So this is really
recent. Oh, right. It just happened.
2 women were arrested after another woman's body was found decomposing in a basement of a house in Hyattsville, Maryland.
No shit.
There's that basement.
Yeah.
That's my route, man. I'm in Prince George's. I'm in PG County every day.
You missing a girlfriend?
No, No, I didn't know anything about this.
Oh.
Like now, like I want to see if I drive past.
It said that that Margaret Craig, 71, was killed on May 23rd by her daughter Candace Craig.
Jesus Christ.
They say that the day after, Celia Hardy, 19, helped her mother try to get rid of Margaret's remains. It says, according to charging documents obtained by WRC-TV, Hardy reportedly told officials that her mother, Candace, had attacked Margaret after she had threatened to report her credit card fraud.
That'll do you. Yeah.
Yeah,
Don't ever tell anybody that you stole money from them because doesn't go,
Yeah.
oh, I'm calling the police.
Sure,
Just
I'm
say,
calling
you
the
know
police.
what?
You are not, Grandma.
Yeah.
I feel like a conversation could probably solve this whole issue rather than fucking murdering this old
No,
lady.
you
Jesus
don't say
Christ.
anything. If someone stole credit card money from you, don't say that's okay.
The day
and
after the
leave.
attack, Hardy found her grandmother's remains inside of a bin in her bedroom. Wow.
Ew.
Investigators say that Candace Craig and Hardy dismembered the woman with a chainsaw and then
That's
allegedly tried to burn her remains on a grill in the backyard of the house, according to charging document. So I wonder at what point while they're cutting her up.
How far off? I mean, how far off the beaten path are you?
There was no point. There was no
at what
point.
point do you go, let's grill Grandma?
Yeah, because like somebody,
eating her
people are gonna
too? Like,
smell
what
that
the
and know that ain't like if somebody ain't grilling hot dogs, something's going
Well,
on.
it's like a hillbilly cremation, no?
Yeah. As someone reported on May 27th, 4 days later, they saw a brush fire by the house and allegedly saw Candace Craig and her daughter in the wood line burning what they believed to be human remains. So I guess the grill didn't get the job done.
I'm
so they had
sure.
to move on to a brush fire. Like, imagine being.
Do these bitches not have a shovel?
Yeah,
I mean, dig a hole. Like,
Like a normal mafioso.
yeah, Jesus Christ. Like
They weren't Italian. They weren't Italian.
I mean, Christ almighty.
So
imagine-
question is, not only did they smoke her, but then when she was tender, they didn't like put it. They were here. Give me her hand. Give me her foot. Give me the toes. Give me those
much
ears.
of it was on the grill? Like, that's
Ew.
like imagine now,
A torso.
Tatiana, imagine you go out back.
Yeah.
Your neighbor's grilling. They're wearing their apron. They just wave to you.
Yeah.
Man, what are they making? That smells good.
Yeah.
Find out days later, it was fucking Grandma that you were smelling on the fucking grill or whatever, and all that. Little
Imagine
Jeffrey
getting
Dahmer's living next to you. Like, it's like, what the?
Grandma probably smelled better on the grill, though.
I'll have to cancel that invitation to their barbecue next week.
Oh yeah.
No, I'm curious now. Wait a minute. They did. They obviously got arrested. I hope nobody ate there after someone was grilled on.
No, I don't. I'm pretty sure the girls probably admitted it's evidence.
Oh, could you imagine if someone didn't know, like if the neighbor didn't know?
Yeah,
And he was like, oh man, they're gone. Let me just go over here and grill some burgers. And he just throws burgers on top of grandma flesh. Like, and he's just like, man, did they cook bacon or something on here? Like something is seeping into these burgers and giving them that little bit of extra taste.
Sounds like nylons and mothballs. Well, like, did they clean the grill afterwards? I'd like to know, like, what is the curiosity of like how far? Like, hold on.
No, we ain't cleaning shit. The grill is gone.
The grill first, so grandma want to stick to it.
Yeah, I want to know. Like, did they try to clean up? Like, where did they not Google that an incinerator? My heat press doesn't even go up to 500 to try to get something on a T-shirt. So, I mean, I don't know where these. How old does she not have Google?
Yeah, like, and imagine like what happens. Like, I feel like that there should be an automatic trigger that when you type something into Google, like, can you grill a body on a grill? That automatically authorities should show up to your house.
That's not gonna wait. I'm chime in. First of all, I'd be in jail. Because I want to know certain things that sometimes I don't need everybody else to know. But I'm just curious. And then that's there's a lot of weirdos. So I think that would just your whole block with Maryland would be shut down. I'm pretty certain.
Yeah, like I mean that's the whole thing. Like imagine they're grilling, and then your weird neighbor comes over and he knocks on the door. He's like, "What you cooking?"
Yeah, because
like, yeah, sure. Here you go. Have a hot dog, and it's really grandma's charred finger. Like,
ew. I'd be like, I want the sausage. He's got a sausage. Well, I mean, here in Florida, a lot of people, I don't know if it's just a thing, but people post up all the time. They're like, who's selling plates? So they should have thought about maybe grilling her down here because they could have sold plates.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can sell plates for like $10, $15, $20.
I'm not checked out. I'm just reading.
Oh no, we're listening.
I'm
Did
reading
you look it up?
Well,
Yeah,
fuck yeah. You all are
Look
fucking
up,
me
are
up.
there
Like, this
photos
group-
of grandma? I
No,
must
well, I'm just
what
curious
this
because,
looks
like,
like.
you know, I'm not. I
Wait,
don't live.
look. Now you've put it into Google. So if it was up to your
I know,
friend,
right? You know what I typed in? No bullshit. I said Prince George's County grilling grandma.
told you.
It was like the first story that came up, and
Ray
I
is
was making
not
sure
going
Ray
from
didn't
there.
have like a shit like fucking source. Like, I mean, this is what
this is
what I'm
real.
looking at today, is USA Today, which is a
See?
newspaper that's been around forever. This is legit.
Is lately I've been getting more news articles by looking up certain news articles. Like before the show started, I typed in "woman dismembers."
See,
and then
you would have
like
went to jail.
4 other things that pop it up.
Yeah, dude, algorithms. That's how they work.
Yeah.
One that we're going to get into in a future episode was "woman dismembers a body, but then attacks her attorney," and I was like, okay. That's going to be for a future episode. I need to know what's happening with that.
This is a nice light conversation, Ray.
Yeah. Love
Christ
it.
the fucking mighty, dude.
Yeah,
Well,
I mean, you know how things go on this show, man.
Look,
I know, dude. I know.
If it was Ray for mayor right now, we'd all 3 be in jail if he just suggested what he did. I can't stop thinking of that. Now I'm going to
that's the thing. I was like, I felt that we should have got through the grilling grandma story before the guest came in, because I was like, you know, some of the other ones are a little questionable, but grilling grandma might be a little much.
Yeah, that might offend somebody. You run this shit by people before you have them on here?
No, I don't think he does. He has never run anything by me yet, and I've like,
he knows I'll be fine, but like,
I don't care.
Yeah, here's the thing, though. My thing is it's funny because when I get guests to go, what are we going to talk about? What are we going to talk
people
about?
that do porn,
I literally
mostly.
go, this show is just kind of
I guess they're all
like, you know, I have an agenda, but a lot of times we don't stick to it. Like, that's the way it works. I just call it on the fly. It is what it is, but I like people to come in blind.
Yeah,
like,
that's
you know, everybody comes into the show thinking, oh, I'm going to come on. They're going to ask me about my porn career. They're going to ask me about this. They're going to ask, no, we're talking about grilling grandma. That's what we're fucking talking about. Like, Jesus.
I know. Look, my show too, same thing. People I can't stand when they go, well, what are we talking about? What about this? I'm like, first of all, don't you know your own bio? I'm just asking you where you came from, who you are, how you got here.
Yeah, just sit down and fucking relax, man. Yeah. This isn't a job interview, bro.
Exactly. And then I'm like, if there's points you want me to hit on, go ahead and send them to me. But pretty much I let you plug yourself. So I give you a moment. I'm like, say what the fuck you came to say. Like,
well, it's funny because one of the reps that I work with, shout out Erica Icon from the Rub PR. Everybody saw her on the HHPod Rumble. I've been working with her since day one. And she told me that she gets a lot of people. Like she just had someone that she sent over, and it's someone who just started off. They were more mainstream. It's their second show. And she had to sit there and literally tell them, these are the questions you can and can't ask. And I'm like, you know, you shouldn't have to do that, especially if they're more of a mainstream person. Yeah. And also she told me, she's like, you know, we know with this show, we're deemed from her clients as the fun show.
Yeah.
So when our show comes up, it's deemed as the fun show because everybody knows they're going to come on. They're going to have a great time. We're going to play games. Most of the time people come on, they're like, oh shit, there's games. I'm like, yes.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, it ain't all serious.
So,
I'm not serious at all. Like, it's hard.
I don't know. Talking about grilling grandma is pretty serious, I guess. But
I guess to the people who did
it's not serious as he's gonna like kind of like hit you with some gotcha questions.
Well,
or
we've talked about way
like
worse though on this show. I feel like, I mean, like shout out Eric Woodworth, one of our local comedians here. He was talking about what it would be like if like gay men stopped 9/11. He said pretty much what it would be like. He said pretty much if the terrorists saw 2 gay men having gay sex.
Yeah.
I can't do it. And they would slit their own throats. And, you know, he talked about, and I mean, that's the whole thing. And it's like, nothing on this show should be taken, everything should be taken with a grain of salt. Yeah. And I mean, that's the thing. If this show was out 15 years ago, it wouldn't, it would probably do a little bit better because a lot of people are just kind of like, oh,
it's the woke series. Listen, let me just tell you really quick, and I love your t-shirt. Danger may insult you without warning. He just told us. So I get a lot of hate mail all the time. I've been doing my podcast, Talk Jewish, for 4 years. I get nothing. I don't really get a lot of good mail. I get nothing but hate mail all the time. I'm never good enough.
This sounds like a podcast that I need to invest in.
Oh,
or at least check out. Like, I mean, forgive me for not being familiar.
No, don't worry.
plug away, because like if you're getting hate mail, I like now that makes me curious.
I love the hate mail. So just real quick,
I love it too. Yeah.
Listen, I posted. I didn't even know I was the first person to do this, which I wasn't. I posted a video. I was at Busch Gardens. They were doing a Sesame Street show. My niece was there. My niece is so funny. She was like, "Oh, this is Elmo's the goat. Like Elmo's the goat." Like we were just like really like having fun. So I saw this one guy that obviously he looked like he was gay and he was clapping. He was doing the most. All I did was videotape him because he was having a good time. And I said, "This is when you ain't got no kids." Because he have no kids. And I posted it and he's got like 50,000 views. And when I tell you hate mail, oh, I hate when people videotape people without their knowledge. I was like, well, I didn't know I was the first.
Listen, if it was in like
it's a public place.
Yeah,
how much
it's not an embarrassing scenario. It's
I
not
didn't
like
embarrass him.
It's not like you videotape them where they accidentally shit themselves or something.
No, he did it. Now, I will come to my own defense. And there was another video, which I posted only on a few sites, not all of them, because I got a lot of hate mail for that too. And I was really pissed off. Well, there was a lady. She was very, very sweaty. She was in a sweat outfit and she was sitting down. And when she scooted up, there was a big wet mark.
Yeah.
All I said was, look, booty juice. And I was giving her a compliment. I'm like, look at that wop right there. Like,
but
man, when I tell you don't know her, look at that, how embarrassing you embarrassed her. I said, first of all, y'all don't know that I know these two people.
What it is people who do shit like that, and I kind of came to the defense of our guest today. I'm not sure if you saw it on Twitter, but someone, made something about them being trans, and I fired back, and I was just this is one of the most idiotic, and first thing I do, I always love it on Twitter.
I'll have to look at I don't ever really check Twitter.
And I look at how many followers they have.
Yeah.
If they have 100 followers or less, I know they are there just specifically to troll, and literally at that point it's just an automatic block.
Absolutely.
It's like, I'm not dealing with this. You're here for one reason. You've probably never seen my show. You probably have no idea who I am. You probably have no idea who the guest is. You're just here for an agenda. And that's it. And I mean, it's so weird a way. Like, I had a guy from Facebook. He like sent me a message, and he's like, "Oh, your show's shit. Blah blah blah. This, that, another. It's this, that, another." Never saw a guy before in my life.
Yeah, no, you won't.
He blocked me. So what I did is, and the thing about it, he did that on my happy hour page.
Yeah.
So I found him on Facebook from my personal profile.
Yeah.
And I messaged him. I was like, "Hello, Christian. Enchanted to meet you." Blah, blah, this, that, another. And I was like, "Here's all the things I've done. Like my, goals, all this." And I was like, "But here's the fact is that you're a loser. You're going to continue to be a loser. And your 12 followers are going to appreciate everything you just said."
Everything.
Blocked him just so he could get just as mad because I got the last word. Because that's the thing. There's final word people out there.
Oh.
You need to keep on going and going and going until they get the final word. And it's just like, okay, whatever. Like I believe in the whole old school, like back in the day with Howard Stern. If you didn't like Howard Stern, you just didn't watch.
Yeah, that's what I said. Why are you on my page?
Yeah.
If you don't like my content or don't like what I have, just don't watch.
No, they're the whole social media thing. Like,
just don't. They have to say. Listen. So from that post,
I'm guilty of it too, but I've
well, I tell people just message me like on the side, but if you don't like it, like I said, look, but so my friend snapshot me a post of some girl that I don't know, made this big long post about what a terrible person I am, like all this stuff that I was like, wow, like you said, Ray, all the stuff that you've done nothing, right? And I never said nothing. It was all great, and I was like, you guys don't even know what happened. These people afterwards were friends, like. But anyway, so went down the line, and then I didn't even know she wrote that, and then it was her, like 8 people that were like, or 6 people that were going in about how what a piece of trash I am. Like, you should have seen. I got it. I screenshotted it.
Yeah,
so I didn't even know. What I did is I went personally and I blocked every single person on that list. And then from those 6 people that got off my page, I gained 25,000 followers. So extra additional.
Well, that's what I do. Like I block people because I'm like, if it starts to go south now, then I'm going to block them because it's the kind of thing that it's not going to matter either way.
No.
It'll just be more fodder. Like for
hello.
Oh, hey.
It will be so much more fodder.
You never know what you're going to come into with this show. And of course, like, it's
Or
funny, 'cause
fotting.
we did a story before you came through, and I was like, I think we should get to the story of grilling grandma before our guest gets here instead of once our guest gets here. And it was
Yeah.
something that happened down this way where two women killed they killed the grandmother, and then they tried to get rid of her remains by grilling her on a grill. And
Well, I have more details from that USA Today.
Tell us.
I
We
love
wanna
this.
know.
that
I
was
love
like, I need
this.
to find this.
Hold on a minute. Because I actually backed out. I didn't know you were gonna bring it. You're gonna bring it back up. I figured
It always comes back up. What are you talking? We regurgitate all kinds
I
of
was
stuff.
gonna say, does it come back up? I love that.
So
Get
yeah,
ready.
it was Candace Craig and Salia Hardy, 44 and 19.
Yeah.
They were arrested in connection to the death of 71-year-old Margaret Craig.
Connection.
Now they don't know for sure, but there was a whole credit card fraud thing.
Yeah, she might have been using grandma's credit card, and grandma called the cops, got mad.
Yeah, and now this was reported on like June
fuck.
6th. They think that they murdered her May 23rd.
Yeah.
And like I guess just died due to the condition or whatever. The police were called for a welfare check. I guess somebody was looking for that grandmother.
That's what
and
they do.
they went by and they said as soon as they pulled up on the property they could smell decaying remains.
Rotten, burnt barbecue decay.
Yeah. They said one of the now they said they used a grill and bonfire.
Yeah.
So they had a bonfire
My
going.
God.
That's
And
what
that
happens.
they-
You get naked and you go around like a
and that
seance.
they think that the bonfire was probably originally started May 27th.
Yeah.
Oh,
and
So
and
it was burning for like fucking 9 days.
so my question is this, Daisy. So let's say you walk outside and you see your neighbor Bert. You walk outside, you're like, hey Bert, what's up?
Right.
He's cooking
right.
on the grill, you're like, oh man, I don't know what that is. That smells good. Like Bert's cooking on the grill, whatever. And then the next day you find out that Bert was cooking his mom on the grill. Like at that point, do you sit there and think inside yourself, like, man, that really smelled like burgers, and now I feel really bad for one.
I bet it doesn't though, and I probably would have called the cops already, Ray. Maniac.
My first thought was, I wonder if she was crispy.
I was gonna say, did they remove her clothes first? I'd like to know.
Oh yeah, I wonder if
I
they
mean,
used it as
probably
a
it doesn't. Just to be clear, it doesn't mention that in the USA Today.
I'd like to
article.
know because I just want to know. Like, are you like that methodical? Are you like maybe grandma's
Right.
nylons shouldn't go on there? You're not supposed to burn like nylons and stuff on the grill anyway. So.
I'm just wondering because like Hyattsville, I mean, to my knowledge, and like I don't live there, like but my like I said, my truck route is through there, and like I don't. It's right. It's a suburb right outside of the eastern part of DC.
That's mad because he didn't get any human meat burgers. That
No,
day.
I don't fucking want
There
none.
was
You
no
sick
Donald
bastard.
going, I made you a sandwich.
But
Fine.
it doesn't list an address. But like, I'm curious to like, do I drive past it at work? You know. But
This is the grilling question right here.
right. No, and like, but like, what I'm saying is that it's not like necessarily an area that is full of like
That's saying
large. What's that? No. I'm saying it's not like it's like way out in the fucking woods.
Yeah.
Shit, you know what I mean? To like be doing something like this, at least not the Hyattsville I'm familiar with. It's like it's pretty enclosed in, lots of townhomes.
It was probably a townhouse. I would not be surprised if it was a townhouse.
It was like
Wow.
but it's like, you know what I'm saying? It's not like, oh, I live on fucking 10 acres and I can probably get away with burning up grandma on a bonfire.
And
Like,
with that being said, Daisy, welcome to the Happy Hour podcast.
Thank
I
you
don't
so
know
much.
there's nothing
for having
happy
me.
about this fucking hour at all, Ray.
This show is wild. We go all over the
The
place.
unhappy hour.
Yeah.
Making me fucking miserable over here.
And of course, you have a new scene out called Daisy's Flower Box.
I do.
Tell us about your new scene, because when I read that, and I don't know like age wise how you are, but this clicks with me, like showing my age, is I don't know if you remember those little plastic dancing flowers with the sunglasses that just kind of would go like that. It reminded me of those, but with copious amounts of fucking in the background.
I was gonna say, is that what her box reminds you of? Is a dancing plastic flower?
Right. I love that. I love that scene. That was one of I'm really lucky to get to work with With a couple of the companies that I get to shoot with, that was like one where I got to make up the concept.
Okay.
So that was something I've been doing. There's a team that I work with mostly in San Diego for Trans Angels, and we are just eye to eye. So the last couple projects, that scene and the scene before, which was my comeback scene in the last couple of years, that was something that we kind of worked together with and made up on the fly.
Spell come. No, I'm
Yeah.
kidding. Sorry. I'm sorry. I couldn't hold that in.
That's one thing I appreciate, because that's how this show is. This show is kind of a call and on the fly type thing. Like I
Yeah.
have notes, I have kind of an agenda, but we go wherever. Like
Let me
learned that
see your
before.
one note with 5 words on it. Let me see.
No,
it.
literally.
What's your paper?
Yeah. Well, no, I have the notes that Erica sent me. That's it. But normally they just lay over there and I don't look at them. Like if I need to remember a title, I'll look at them.
He's
But
got a drawing.
yeah.
It's the daisy. He
It's
drew what?
It's a stick figure and a penis.
It's
just-
his
yeah.
daisy.
It just says notes.
I want to see these notes. By the way, Daisy, I want to say big fan. Love you. And I'm super excited and fangirling over you. So
Oh, thank you. No,
Yeah.
I'm so excited to be here. Your guys' shit is genuinely so hilarious.
yeah, that shit is good.
So I see you did some research, I guess, before you came on to the show, because I always tell Erica, I'm like, I know your guests don't have to do it because we've been working with you since day one, but please have them view our stuff so they don't come
Yeah.
in thinking
Completely
what the
blind.
fuck is happening when they hear we're talking about grilling grandma on the grill, and they're like, what is this?
Well, I'm pretty
No.
sure that wasn't in the package for her either. Though I'm sure that wasn't.
No. But personally, for me, I love it because we could just freeform. I'm sure for some people they would be like, but personally, I love it. Let's get into the grandmas.
Yeah, come on. We want more grills.
Right, what
Right.
the fuck else you got? This shit's depressing
Yeah.
the fuck out of me.
He's over here having a meltdown. He's
That
like,
poor
get the
old
dog.
fucking lady didn't deserve. She deserved better.
No, but let me.
Yeah,
Okay,
you wanted to find the grilling question. You were literally sitting there going, well,
Dude,
I
I
know,
mean, but any-
Bill,
and like-
it's
like-
a
like I
part of
said,
my route. I
have customers in fucking Hyattsville. Like, you can't help but, like, be mildly curious.
He's just
I don't want to
upset
go
that-
there to fucking eat a fucking old lady hamburger. I'm just wondering if it's on my route.
Listen.
fucking psychopath.
What you eat on your time is your business, buddy.
yeah.
Old lady fur burger.
You want to? I was gonna
I'm
say
a
if you want
truck driver, too.
to.
Sometimes you come across these restaurants where you're like, man, that looks something there.
don't
Maybe
say
Matt's
it.
just gonna drive by the house and be like, man, I like, yeah, like, fucking knows.
Bro, you nasty, dude.
Yeah,
So,
that.
Daisy, you pretty much said that what you're seeing, like you get to like kind of like call it on the fly. So what are some of like, are there any like ideas you had for scenes that you threw out and someone was just like, yeah, we're not doing that? Like, have you had any ideas where they were like, yeah, we're not doing that?
That's funny. There's, I think, not necessarily flat out, just like, yeah, we're gonna cancel that. But there
In a
are,
nice
I will
way.
say, I have kind of big prospects. So there are a couple projects that were maybe a little too high budget to do.
You're like, I'd like a chandelier, and then I want Beyonce to step out and say,
I really wanted to do a lot of my ideas. It's funny. I've gotten to like write a bunch of shit with Trans Angels, but truly, and this is kind of on purpose, like I'm not really giving away my like original ideas.
Yeah.
I do a lot of what I do is like parodies, I guess you could say, but more like homages.
Yeah, that's what porn always does. Like, you know what I mean?
Like it's like I'm always doing kind of homages to movies
Yeah.
and to photo shoots and things that were really prolific to me in my life.
yeah,
So a lot of this shit is fucking, I mean, Bonnie and Clyde. Everyone's seen Bonnie and Clyde.
Yeah.
And the Bonnie and Clyde scene, but they hadn't done it.
yeah,
Oh shit, I can't think of anything else, but there's a bunch.
yeah. So,
I wanted to do Josie and the Pussycats.
Oh, nice.
but
And
that
I
probably
wanted-
called for too many cast members, right?
There was one too many cast members, and for me too, I didn't want to just do. I wanted to like make it like a production. Like I wanted,
See, I told you. See, I said it. The lights, the chandelier.
yeah, like I wanted a 4-part series, and I wanted to like, if it's possible, I'd love to like. The team in San Diego, they build all their own sets.
Oh,
for themselves.
You got them Mexicans out there just working.
I can't.
Damn
So-
it, Daisy.
They have a great team, and they make all of their stuff, and they film for both Trans Angels and Brazzers and Men. All those like sets that you see are a lot there.
Nice.
I was like, I would love to build out a fake like city front, like a fake storefront that's like concrete and like street, and it looks like we're in New York.
Yeah.
Like
What is that? The Hollywood
yeah.
old. So they're gonna be like, so Daisy Taylor, too hard to work with because she's
Too much of a
Daisy
diva.
Taylor asked us to do Cats. And there are way too many actors and costumes and makeup for Cats.
She wanted
So
naked cats. Well, what is I have a question. If they did do all of that,
Memory. Oh, sorry. Sorry.
what is it? Do the same Mexicans that build the set, do they have to clean up? What's the cleanup like on that set?
I can't. It's a team of.
I don't.
You be nice to my Latino buddies.
I'm sorry.
Okay, I love.
Listen, first of all,
I deliver to their construction sites all the time, and they're my homies. I love them to death.
I said they're contractors. That's all I was saying. I didn't say anything.
They're
else.
hardworking people.
Yeah, no, it's funny. It's there's actually a team. It's a very actually quite a small team. It's a team of like 4 people, and it's. Hold on.
Tell us the truth.
Two Filipino men and 2 women. So it's lovely. They are my favorite people in the world, and they build everything and are also the producers, filmer.
Yeah.
Like,
and that's amazing for 4 people to build like Daisy's world set.
Truly.
Yeah,
Like,
that's amazing.
it's phenomenal that what the stuff that they do. I would like to continue to do so much more with them because there's so many possibilities.
I'm thinking of a crew of like 30. You said 4. And 2 are women. Jesus.
Yeah.
Here's a few more ideas that get shot down. One being Knight Rider. You need to do Knight Rider because in order to have Kit, the car with the thing that goes across and it talks and all, like turbo boost, like all
that sounds expensive.
Right.
And then like also the human centipede. I've always wanted to see a porn human centipede. Like okay.
Oh, she's gone. It's so you lost her. She was like, we're done.
I'm out. I was like, is she going to go get a human centipede right now?
No, she quit right now. You know what? That movie to me was actually real. I love movies on everything. That was one of the most disturbing movies to me. I don't know why.
I have not seen it because I just don't feel like I want to.
And I think there was 1 and 2. For some reason, that
there's. I think they're up to 3.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Are they up to 3 yet?
I don't. How do you?
I don't fucking know.
I don't know why.
What's
I'm
becomes
never
like a horror franchise of any kind? Normally, like they start rolling out with the sequel.
Like I love gore. I've never been deterred, but for some reason, that movie actually.
No, I had no interest.
Yeah, that really got me. I was like, I don't think I'm gonna watch that again.
It's just something you never think about.
Yeah,
I feel like a porn version of that. And Daisy, correct me if I'm wrong. I feel like a porn version of that. Like that would appeal to any gay, straight, trans, whatever. Like everybody's together, and it's kind of like a big like erector set of fucking. Like literally, like everybody's just together, like
making a human centipede.
Yeah, and it's making like a big giant like centipede erector set of everybody just doing whatever.
Go ahead and tell us your real fetish.
Yeah, right? and I'm just sitting there just watching like.
Ray's at home with centipedes.
I don't know whether to come or cry right now. Like I don't know what.
No, coming and crying. No, do it at the same time. Coming and crying and coming. That's what you do.
Easy with being in the industry. What injury have you gotten? Any injuries that you've sustained since you've been in the industry?
Nothing crazy. Nothing like a break or anything. I think it's the small things. Obviously, with doing a lot of anal, sometimes
I was gonna say like a bottom out.
Yeah, sometimes like you have to. Thank God I've never had any crazy situations, but even just recently I had to stop filming because I had taken truly, and the real tea is I did a scene with Steve Ricks for Groovy, and he has such a ginormous wide.
Yes, it's a Coke can
that I have not been able to heal since. So I had to take like a month off just recently because I was having to heal my little butt. So mostly things like that. Thank God.
You hear that, guys? You hear that, guys? You can have a small pecker, you can still go at it.
Right.
Oh my God! Wait,
motherfuckers out here ruining people.
Wait,
ruining people. Who wants that? Nobody wants that.
Are you two in the running still or no?
Oh, for small penises?
I don't know. I was just asking.
I mean,
Listen, I don't think I'm
anybody
small,
before.
but I'm definitely not a fucking coke can.
Okay,
Like,
that's all. I'm just asking.
I never
Just
sent
asking.
anyone to the emergency room.
No,
I'm glad. I'm glad. I don't
Wait,
want to.
Daisy, Daisy, did you have to go seek medical help?
I did. I did have to have a little appointment with my doctor, and I had that in very embarrassing. I've always been kind of like a bad patient because I'm scared of disclosing my life, and I had to say, listen, I turned 20. I thought I turned 25, and everything in my life changed. My body changed. Things are different now.
Wait, were you having this conversation the way your face is down and your ass
I'm
is
like-
up? Let me tell you some things real quick.
I know. I'm like spread, holding the cheek. I was like, listen, I am an adult film star, and I engage in a lot of anal sex. So something's
keep,
going
like-
on.
Yeah.
You had to
Something's going
keep
on, and I
ending
need
it.
help. Right.
I was waiting for Daisy to say that she got hurt doing a crazy, like she's the Tom Cruise of her porn parody movies, and she was doing her own stunts, and
Yeah.
she got hurt doing one of those.
Well, I will say I'm waiting to be on that level. I have been trying to do the Mr. and Mrs. Smith, the scene where they're beating the fuck out of each other and then they
Yeah.
fuck.
Yeah.
I've been wanting to do that for like 4 years, and I'm determined to make it.
So
Gotta
wait,
find the right
yeah.
person.
So injuries are yet to come.
She's ready to bust a face out.
I'm ready though.
Hey, Ray, she's ready to take some bumps.
Yeah. I don't know. Listen, I'm just gonna say, yeah, you hold your arms like this the whole time when you talk, and I'm just a little nervous already. I'm like, this is not gonna end well.
Well,
Mr. Smith is going down.
Now that we've talked about the whole thing with, you being, bottomed out pretty much, we're going to get into another one of our articles. which
Literally.
segues into it. It says husband from hell, an angry man pushes a 40-centimeter rolling pin inside his wife's intestines, and you won't believe why. It says a man who had gotten really angry with his wife over her inability to do something he craves from her has done untold harm.
So the rolling pin went up her ass. He didn't like actually stab her and break,
Yeah, it sounds like
Yeah.
it like fell
like
on
or
her.
like go through the vaginal cavity and like bust through.
Yeah.
I'm just
It said the woman
Vaginal.
almost died a tragic death after her husband stuck a 40-centimeter rolling pin inside her ass as a punishment for being infertile. It has been claimed. So imagine, you can't have babies. Okay, I just got
So I'm
done
gonna make it where you
pizza
don't have
dough.
any babies.
Now I'm
or-
gonna shove this in your ass.
well, no, she might still be able to fucking make babies. I mean,
Like-
it's her guts are fucked up.
yeah,
Yeah.
like what the
Take
Wait,
this
so-
motherfucker outside and shoot him in the head and throw his ass on
Yeah.
the grill.
what?
Well,
like-
he
like-
can't make babies either now. He's missing a whole part, so we should, get rid of
Yeah,
that.
like I don't understand like with shit like that. Like what possesses like even with the first story, what is wrong in people's heads to where they do that kind of shit? Because I don't think
Yeah,
I've ever
people are
sat there
fucked up, bro.
and went, oh well,
Yeah.
maybe I'm gonna steal grandma's money and then grill her on the grill, and then maybe I never actually sat there and looked at my wife and went, you won't do that. Well, you know what? I just got done rolling this pizza dough, so you know what
So
happens
you-
now. Like, yeah, like
Is that an Italian joke?
Yeah,
what the
Asshole, is that an Italian joke?
no, Daisy?
no,
so
it's a Sicilian joke.
Oh,
Down there,
so-
they take the roller pins up the ass.
if you showed up for a
I'm
scene
not going over there.
and they had a rolling pin,
Only my cousin. He's
All
also
right,
in the
Daisy,
Navy.
look.
So
this is the way
Daisy,
it's gonna
leave.
work.
Leave
Right.
if you see that.
This rolling pin is going inside of you tonight. Are you turning around and leaving, or are you just going to be like, all right, let's get the bacon?
Anything wood seems like a terrible fucking idea.
Oh,
wood,
yeah.
wood would be horrible. Plastic.
Yeah.
That's the thing is, it's terrible that I'm sitting here debating it because
Yeah.
depending on how much you're going to pay me, truly, I will take an extra fee.
Yeah. But I was gonna
I'll negotiate. But if you
The
are,
hustle never stops.
Never.
you know what I'm
Never.
saying? Like
the shoe boss always
Hey.
thinks about it.
Respect.
everything is a starting
Respect.
offer. Everything is a starting offer.
Absolutely.
Dear Lord in heaven.
I always tell people like they're like, oh, there's no price. I'm like, oh, there's a price.
There's a price.
Everybody has a
You
price.
just You gotta check it. Yeah. It
All right.
depends. I think also too knowing
Ray's had enough of our shit. He's moving on.
No.
to something
Ray's
else.
over
That
it.
is
Yeah.
the rolling pin in question. Like, what the
He's-
fuck kind of rolling pin?
Oh,
Even
Jesus
Lord,
Christ, man.
it doesn't even roll.
They had
Like,
to
it
take
looks
it.
like-
Yeah. That's a Pilgrim Sicilian old
Yeah.
rolling pin
What
for real.
is that? Like, what the?
I told you.
Now, can I say what nationality was this lady? And I could guess, but I won't say anything right now.
I think they said it happened in Nepal.
Oh,
So-
Northern India. It says right there.
Oh, okay.
I know Ray doesn't like reading details. I'm just fucking with you, Ray. Scroll down, I'll read it to everybody.
But
And
I don't think
where-
I've ever seen a rolling pin that looked like that.
Because that's a Pilgrim rolling pin. He made that for her.
It's a rolling pin. It wasn't manufactured with 10 million others and sold.
He got
on the
that
shelf
fucking thing from the
Walmart.
Smithsonian.
This
I was
is like-
fuck?
That was a
That looks
rolling
like a-
branch.
Yeah.
It was a rolling branch. A rolling
Motherfucker just
twig.
goddamn took it out to the woods and shaved it down with a little knife.
Literally.
Listen, that is a family heirloom, okay? Family heirloom.
You know what happens after I get done rolling grandma's charred remains down with this? Guess what happens with this now?
Now, where was she in this position that the rolling pin actually got close? Like,
Yeah.
how? I'm so confused.
How did
Like,
they not put up a fight? Like, I don't understand.
do
Like,
you wait? You're like, it's
Yeah.
happening. Like, it's
That's-
over. Like,
The only way I
How
can see
do
this
you-
happening is that he had her agree to like something else and
but the rock
kind of like kept that as like, and like
on
if
the
you look
side.
at the ends, they're a little narrower. So it might have been like, oh, this feels like a toy or something
this
along
could
those
be
lines.
your dick.
And then just, you know,
I mean, but dang, that was
Oh.
a real big thrust he did. Because even if you ever have like air and you're trying to push something, look at this. He's like, it's over.
Is
I
he
don't
like
want to do this.
fencing? Is he trying to fence?
oh yeah, dude, Homie was, yeah,
Was he teeing it in with like a baseball bat? Like just
Jay-Z's like,
yeah,
why
one
the
of those dead blow hammers. Just,
okay. Because I'm like,
hey,
Just seeing the picture of it and like the one half is bloody. I'm like, oh my
Yeah.
God. Oh my
Oh.
God.
oh,
Oh my
and
God.
just to clarify, even though I'm making all these jokes, this dude should be drug out by
Of
his fucking
course.
dick and shot the balls.
Yes.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
no question.
uh,
I mean, granted, we're making light of it because that's what we do.
yeah.
The show, but no, I mean, like it's so fucked up. Like I don't understand because like that's the kind of thing. If I were to ever try to do anything like that to my wife, she would fight to her death in order to make that not happen. Like I don't understand, and I think it's something like more like around what Matt said. Like Daisy,
Yeah, dude, there's
what
that,
do you
and
think-
also, Ray, you're not that big of a fucking psychopath. You actually love your wife, I imagine.
yeah,
Well, you wouldn't want to do something, especially if she agreed to some like old freaky shit. Why would you want to fucking fuck that up
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
going, you know?
So
But-
Daisy, what would your train of thought be like in a situation like that? Like I mean, like what is it fight? It's got to be like fight or flight at that point. Like that's the whole
He
like.
didn't flight.
I am Sydney Prescott. I am the final
Oh
girl.
no.
So I would be like, oh, this feels good. Oh, you're trying to kill me.
Yeah.
You're trying to kill me. So it would become a fight to the death.
Sydney
Because you're not
Prescott.
gonna get me. You're not gonna get me.
You're not getting me, buddy. Yeah, well, I'm
I gotta
glad-
see that 6-figure check fucking clear first.
Right.
Hello.
Hello, cha-ching. No,
And then
yeah,
I'm
You're
just the
covering the
extra,
medical bills of this.
the medical. I'm
It
just the
would-
extra black girl, so I'm dead in the first scene
Okay.
in the rollout.
It-
So
it would. Oh my God.
I know.
Somebody would die that night, and whether it was you or me, I'm gonna go down fighting.
Yeah. Well, I would. So then you got to tell the cops. You got to be like, so he was trying to get me with the pin, but I like pinned him. So
Right. Right.
What if he
he's-
tries to? What if he tries to shove it in, but like it has that whole like it won't go and like fires back out type thing?
that's
Like
and
you
it's
go to and it like air pressure like just you tense up and it just fires out and like goes into his throat. or
that's
some
like a
shit.
kill shot. Kill shot.
Yeah,
I would
like,
love that.
Yeah.
Now
I'll take
that
a
would
mug-
be very scarring and traumatizing
Yeah.
to assassinate someone with my asshole. But how many people can check that off their list?
Nobody.
Yeah,
and you
that's
know
valid.
what? You know what? All while you were not even facing that person.
Hello. Didn't even have to look back. Didn't even have to blink.
No, be like,
You could
I
make
heard
a
it.
movie like if you're taking people out with your butthole, like you could take like like a spin off of like James Bond, you could call like Brown Eye instead of Golden Eye.
Right.
And you'd be like
I think
00 instead of like 007, you're like 00 B-hole.
Yeah.
What's the day that we
Assassinator.
Fascinating.
Write this shit, write
The
this fucking shit
assassinator.
down. These are good ideas. You're getting them for free.
Yeah.
Only because I've just
I want to be on the
Just
set.
come out
I
of
want to
the
be on the set. I want to see
Writing them
this.
down. Writing them down.
Writing it down.
Yeah.
What we're gonna do, Daisy, do you still have a little bit of time to hang out?
I have so much time.
Awesome, cool. What we're gonna do real quick, we're gonna take a little bit of a break. We're gonna play a couple of ads, and then we're gonna come back and get into our game segment, which is always
Yay.
fun. So what
Perfect.
we're gonna do real quick, we're just gonna take a quick break in case anybody wants to grab a drink, use the bathroom, something like that, and we'll be right back here on YouTube Live in about 3 minutes, right here on the Happy Hour podcast.
Go check out my man Scissorfist.
Well, I made it plastic. I can't.
Hey
I
guys,
can't
this
move.
is Onyx Muse, and you're watching the Happy Hour podcast.
Hello, my name is Bubba Allman. I am a bodyguard who has been in the security industry for over a decade. My team and I offer a variety of security services that cover all aspects of security operations.
I like the
We have
kids.
secured some of the highest profile clients
Yeah,
and
keep
largest
the kids
events
safe.
in the world.
Yeah.
Should your situation require
look like
armed
kidnappers.
protection, we have the ability to carry in all 50 states and U.S. territories. Not only do we have the latest security equipment, we also have world-class training. We look forward to assisting all of your security needs by bringing you the finest and most dedicated security personnel available. From the Office of the President of the United States to local county and state dignitaries,
And y'all see?
my tactical dignitary protection officers are the tip of the spear in this extremely competitive industry. Let my highly trained staff protect the asset today. We can be contacted via the email and number below. Thank you.
Derek Sharp, the owner of Curtain Jerker Designs, who does an amazing job. I'm blown away every single time, and his speed that he has getting everything back to us is immaculate.
Hit up Derek with Curtain Jerker Design.
Look no further than Curtain Jerker Designs. Make sure you hit up Derek.
Derek Sharp, man. Hey, just want to say thank you for the posters, all the hard work you put into, man. We really appreciate you, man.
A shout out to Derek Sharp from Curtain Jerker Designs. Yo, dude, just want to say, this poster, off the hook.
Hey, what's up, players? This is Hall of Famer Teddy Long, and I want to give a big shout out to my man Derek over there with Curtain Jerkers Designs.
If you are looking for the best graphics, the best designs, look up Curtain Jerker. I do.
Curtain Jerker Designs. That's who I
Oh, she
use
looks like me.
for any of my graphic
Where's my
designs.
leopard?
And you should.
Blonde diva.
Thanks, Curtain
Buzz.
Jerker Designs.
Big old shout out.
Hey, this is Sin Sage, and you're watching the Happy Hour podcast.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's a Happy Hour podcast. Of course, we're right here on YouTube Live. Of course, shout out to Derek from Curtain Jerker Designs. He's the one who does all of our amazing weekly guest graphics. As we know, the one that we were advertising, Daisy Taylor, that's one that he did. And, you know, every single one you will see is done exclusively through curtainjerkerdesigns.com. Make sure you go over, hit up Derek and get some work done. But real quick, what I'm going to do is before we get into our games, I'm going to get into our featured beer, which our featured beer, we actually didn't get a chance to talk about it during the HHPod Rumble last week because there was so much going on, which is Victress. Victress is by Flying Dog Brewery, and it made sense last week. And I kind of figured that it would be our first female winner of the HHPod Rumble last week, which it was. Shout out to Jupiter Jetson, who is the 2023 HHPod Rumble winner. Daisy, you will be playing the game that is featured during the HHPod Rumble momentarily.
Yeah.
Shout out to Flying Dog Brewery. Make sure you go out, pick up some Victress. And what I'm going to do real quick is I'm also going to get into our featured shot, which our featured shot is Fireball. So Fireball, I have had a lot of long, crazy nights with Fireball.
Girl.
I'm about to throw up. Sorry.
So I'm going to go ahead, pour this over the laptop, which is our.
Oh God, please don't do that.
Bold,
Hoping that it doesn't
boldness.
spill all over the place.
You're making me scared.
Salud.
Here we go. All right, and Daisy. So
You have a deep
of
throat
course,
there.
it's a happy hour podcast.
Oh, you have a deep throat there, sir.
Do you drink yourself? And if so, what are your go-tos?
I'm a bit of a social drinker. I personally am a tequila girl.
Oh.
Love
We're
me some
friends.
margaritas. Love me. It's the only upper. Everything else makes me sleepy and tired.
Same.
There was a drink that we were drinking when we went to Mexico. We've been to Mexico 4 times, and it was called the El Diablo. And it was blue Coroco and blue Caraca, I think it is, and tequila.
No, say it with your Baltimore accent, right? Blue Coroco.
So fucked up. Yes, and there it is, Matt. There you go. We're gonna get into our game segment called Ode to Humanity. So Daisy, what we're gonna do is we're gonna start off with a game called Extreme Personal Questions.
Okay.
Of course, I think Matt may have played this before, maybe new to him. Matt hasn't been here in a while, but I know Tatiana played it the last time she.
Oh God, here we go.
So what we're going to do is Extreme Personal Questions has two questions on the card. Question A, question B. You don't know what either question is. You're going to select A or B, and whichever question you don't use, you're going to choose somebody else in this room to answer the other. So do you want A or B?
I'll take it. I'll take A.
I'll take it.
All right.
I love it.
A. If you owned a voodoo doll that actually worked, how would you use it first?
That's a great question. I think that I would use my voodoo powers for good, only because in magic, that shit comes back to you threefold, baby. So you don't want to be putting any negativity out there, breaking any bones, because then you're going to get your shit rocked. So I think I would be using my voodoo doll to, send positive energy to someone that I love, as opposed
Isn't that like
to
the opposite of a voodoo doll? I thought the whole thing is like
it's the reverse, yeah.
Yeah.
Now, like, could you get one, like, instead of sticking pins to hurt someone, let's say you made a voodoo doll of someone who's got like a fucked up back and needs like back surgery.
Right.
And then you do the same thing,
like some
but instead of like
chiropractor.
causing agony, it fixes their back.
Right.
That would work. That would work. I like that. You know what? I like that because that's totally not the answer I was expecting. And I
Me
like
neither.
that.
Yeah.
I really, really like that. A reverse, method to the voodoo doll, which could do, a lot of good for some people. So question B. Who would you want to answer question B?
I need to see Matt. Give me an answer.
Right. So Matt, what
Christ.
happened the last time you accidentally lit something on fire?
Today.
Yeah, no.
Well, let's see. I stole Grandma's credit card.
Oh, it's a grandma. I'm sorry, I couldn't help that.
Well, I mean, if I'm not making a fucking story up, most likely it's just been times where, I need to like clean the grease trap and shit out of like my Weber grill or something, and I throw I throw burgers on there, and like all that drippage and shit kind of lingers in there, and then every once in a while, like that'll burn the fuck up. But I haven't had any. Oh wait, no, I take that back. I mulch. We have like a little front, like little garden box, with like little landscape timbers out front of my house.
Yeah.
And I have a little butt box, like a little butt cup for my.
Back up.
But what I do is there's a brick wall next to my front door. I normally like knock the cherry off of the cigarette and put it in there.
It sounds so sexual.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
What are we talking about here?
We're just inserting it right in.
It's just how I speak. You know what I'm saying? So
I love it. So dirty.
So this mulch wasn't like bags of mulch that I got from like Home Depot. It was I went to like a recycling place and got like a truckload. That shit is flammable as fuck. I'm
How
sure
do you
the stuff.
get recycled mulch? Like there's such
it's a place where they sell stone, they sell mulch in bulk, but like they're a recycling center, as in I think that when landscapers cut down a bunch of trees or some shit. They bring them there. They probably grind it down to like a mulch or something like that. After I got it and put it in there, like I did recall a memory of a coworker like 15 years ago telling me that he got mulch from a place like one of those before, and then his house wound up with termites. So let's hope that doesn't happen here.
Yes.
But I did go inside, and my girl's like, "What the fuck smells like it's burning?" And I go outside, and just the cherry that I knocked off of my cigarette, it wasn't blazing yet, but it was
started
smoldering.
a brush fire, and Grandma had to pay the price. Yeah,
dude. If I was leaving my house and I just did that, man, like if that kept like rolling like
that'd
that,
be bad.
I gotta be real fucking bad.
Is there? You don't have sand or anything in there that?
No, it's like it's right next to the steps. Like I go out, there's a little concrete front porch, 2 little steps. There's a little like suburban rancher I live in, and I'm in the basement, and just next to that, like the open space between the porch and then the end of the house is just there's some random plants and shit. Right now, it's just kind of overgrowing with weeds, but like
you're starting a brush fire.
But I mean, really, and it's been very dry here in Maryland area for like the last month. Like, it's like I gotta mow this fucking shit like every 5 days. It's been almost 2 weeks.
Yeah.
This is a boring conversation. I'm gonna end it there.
Why? I think it's funny.
We're gonna move on to never have I ever.
I lost.
Never have I ever. 3 random cards drawn out of the box. If you've done it, raise your hand. If you want to give an explanation, you can. If not, I will not hold it against you. So the first one is never have I ever had sex at work.
Wait, with yourself or?
I guess just in general.
Well, I mean, Daisy, I think you're.
I'm confused by the question.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Any job that you had that wasn't porn related? Did you have sex? Okay. Okay.
I haven't.
Yeah, me either.
I have, of course. I've talked about it before on the show. I used to work at a bowling alley, and I was a mechanic in the back.
That's always a place to go score pussy.
I was gonna say I knew you were catching it.
Yeah, fucking trying to pussy at the fucking bowling alley.
The scenes were so loud you could do anything back there, and no one would hear anything.
Yeah, all you hear is balls pounding against the wall.
Yes, that's all you heard. So, Tati, would you like to explain yours?
I was at work. I was watching Daisy.
Work.
I was at my job as a nurse. I was watching Daisy. I was like, hey, let's take a break. But I was by myself, so.
But look at saving people's lives and getting off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she saved me that day. It was either that or I was ending it. So
I just saved that guy. Let me just do this. I just pulled
so proud of you.
a nail out of this guy.
Multitasking.
And then I was like, let me just call this lawyer and let me get this guy over his insurance and done. And I felt better going home. I was like, I could work all day.
So the second is never have I ever taken a coast to coast
train.
Never have I ever taken a coast to coast shit.
Thank you.
What the fuck is that?
Yeah. But
now we're all coast shit.
Like, see, like I don't know. Like, I guess doesn't mean that you shit like in Florida and then you took a shit in California, or does it mean that you took a flight from Florida and you shit the entire way?
It's just called a coast to coast shit.
Yes.
Or is it just a really
hang
big
on.
shit?
Hold on. Let's Google.
Hold on, because I'm gonna really fuck my algorithm up.
Yeah, let me not. I want to answer the question nicely. My lawyer right here said I have to answer it politely and correctly. So
coast to coast shit. Urban Dictionary. When you are in a plane and you stay in the bathroom the entire time.
Oh well,
nobody will be able to do that.
I was 13-hour flight to Italy all the time, and yeah, I poop a lot. Like they have to help me to get to the bathroom. Like, but I mean, I'm not the whole time. You know how small that bathroom is. Like,
yeah, you can't just stay in there though.
No,
especially like that many hours. Like,
no,
and how alert. Like, with all the tea. And pick another fucking card. That one sucks, right?
I mean, I've coasted.
Hey, I said they were randomly drawn out of the box.
Oh, I know, but that one just sucks. It's not your fault.
Never have I ever taken a shit in the woods.
What's with the shit? What's with the shit?
Yeah,
bro.
Shit, bro.
He keeps picking from the S for shit section. But I have.
There have been many a nights where I was drunk.
Not many, but I have.
Yeah, wait a minute. Why are you randomly?
Yeah,
I was
Ray says
camping.
many.
Yeah,
many.
like you just go outside to poop. No, I was
Good
camping.
enough for the dog. Hey, good enough for the dog.
No,
good
I
enough for
wasn't
me.
camping. I was just drunk and couldn't find a bathroom, so I just dropped.
So you
off on
exit the
side.
house.
Like that's I mean that's what happens.
Wait, but are you talking about the woods like next to the club or like where are these woods?
I don't know. I don't know if they're like Jason
He doesn't
Voorhees
know.
style woods or
He
if
was
they're
so drunk. He was so drunk. He doesn't know where the woods are.
No,
There's not a distinction between the building and the woods.
I'm
Everywhere
really
is
shitting in
everywhere.
my neighbor's
Daisy,
yard.
Daisy,
and
it's
the
like
woods.
yeah, it's the woods.
Yeah.
Daisy, it's whatever's in the back behind you. That's the woods. Yeah.
Yes.
I did road work for I worked for a subcontractor for State Highway Administration here in Maryland for like almost 10 years. And you know, you go out to a job but if I drove like the flatbed or like the dump truck or whatever, yeah, I can't fucking leave. So no, I mean, but dude, this was like, all right, we were in like Calvert County, like near Chesapeake Beach. It's nothing but fucking woods. So I wasn't the only person that had to do this. It was you would
whole
take
crew. The whole crew is dumping loads.
But like you take a one of those Homer buckets from Home Depot. And then you put we had those big black like contractor grade trash bags. At first they were trying to do it with like fucking shopping bags from Wawa and shit.
Oh yeah, you look like you'll fill a shopping bag.
Well, like these
You've never filled a shopping bag?
No, I just because I'm fat, Jesus Christ.
How would you do that? Like, do you hold it by the handles, like up your ass?
No, dude, you just like sit right on it, man.
I have seen someone sit in the
but I'm saying like one of the dudes was going into the fucking woods, and it was like he had like a Wawa bag, and I was like, bro, take one of those fucking big trash bags because that ain't enough plastic coverage. Because like we first started
400 pounds. Like I
no,
bag
no.
Like,
no, but it didn't matter because like we mixed a lot of concrete. Those buckets were for getting water out of like these big 55-gallon drums to mix concrete. Now we started doing this where motherfuckers were just shitting in the buckets and leaving them in the woods. And then my boss flipped out because he would buy a whole stack of Homer buckets from Home Depot. And then like we would go to mix concrete one day and we had
you gotta make there's shit in the bucket.
No,
he left them. Yeah,
and now we only had 2. And he was like, you motherfuckers, I just bought all these buckets. He's like, next time you got to shit in the woods, put a trash bag over it.
Yeah, and then take it out. Well, you know what's funny? I hope that he never had like his little homing sticker on there, like with his name on there.
No.
Like, you just find a bunch of those in the woods.
No,
your
but like
bucket, I found your bucket.
I mean, but I had to do what I had to do, and I did leave the trash bag in the woods, even though like I kind of felt a little bad about it, but it wasn't something that happened several times.
Now, wait, was there toilet paper in there?
Yes. We had there was like an unspoken rule that all of those work company trucks, like, you know, the DOT like requires you to have like you know, those little triangles, and like a first aid kit and a fire extinguisher and a roll of toilet paper. You know what I mean? Like it was like an unspoken rule. You had to have one in there just in case.
Just in case.
Yeah.
I wonder if that bag is still there. How long does it take it to deteriorate?
It's a plastic bag, so probably
it's there?
it'll be there. After the collapse of the United States, an archaeologist will discover it in the year 5000 and talk about this primitive race that lived here once, and they were like shitting in bags in the woods, like a bunch of fucking animals.
They're like, look at this.
Yeah, it'll be in like the Smithsonian.
Look at it.
I love it. I would
They'll analyze it and be like, oh, this must be the common fucking diet of a person from back then after it fossilized. And it's like, oh, this motherfucker survived on fucking energy drinks and goddamn like hot dogs from 7-Eleven. Because that's basically what I did back then.
Incoherent. So Incoherent is the game that we're going to get into next, which Daisy, you're either going to do really, really well at this or really, really bad. Incoherent is the game that we played during the HHPod Rumble. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show a series of cards on the screen. They're going to be in completely drunken lingo, and you need to sound them out and figure out what the cards say.
I love this.
I'm going to tell you right now, Daisy, do not pick me as a partner because
this is the first card.
I suck at it.
What do you think that says? And there's also 2 hints. So if you need a hint, let me know. One of the hints is killing the mood.
What a turnoff.
It is what a turnoff. All right.
Very good. Very good.
1 for 1. So what we're going to do, let me go ahead and get the next one ready. And as I said, people either bomb at this really bad or they do very, very well. So here is the next card. So what do you think that says?
I'm going to kill y'all. Bust, dink, gun.
All right. You'll figure it out.
Boosting gun hut.
One of the hints is finishing up.
Boosting gun hut.
When you're finally able
Busting a nut?
Yes, it's busting.
Oh, yay!
Awesome. All right. So here, let's see. Then it's just so
Like you better get that one,
I know, for real.
or you're retiring.
that one is super tiny. So let me.
You have texted that one before, right?
I don't know why that one's
They're so tight.
So I'll just hold it up like that because for some reason it's super tiny. What does that say?
They're so tight.
It is. You're so tight. Oh my
Wow.
god.
Wow, yeah. You would
All
have
right,
cleaned
so
house the other day.
Daisy
Yeah.
Taylor is going to have to come back for next year's HHPod Rumble because there's at one point where we do 15 seconds with no hints. And
she's crushing it. Like you would she'd be strongly in the running for the fucking strap next year.
And what we do is whoever wins the HHPod Rumble, we actually make up a legitimate championship belt. Like I put the money out and have an actual wrestling belt.
Who does? And I'm mad I don't have one yet.
HHPod
I'll
Rumble
never get one.
champion. Actually, I'll show you real quick the
Show us.
person who made
like
this belt, which is a replica of one of the belts that I won in the business, will make the belt and send it out. And it's always a different belt every single year.
Holy fucking shit, that's so cool.
Yeah,
so if
I
you
love
want to
that.
come back next June and do the
Okay.
HHPod Rumble, Erica Icon does it every year. So definitely talk to Icon. Would love to have you back. So
I would love to do that. And I will say I have an unfair advantage because I played this game with my family. It was one of our
That's
Yes.
why.
yes, I love it. Most people don't know this game exists. We are definitely having you back. Daisy Taylor, I'm going to officially announce you as the first participant of next year's HHPod Rumble, where we invite back 30
I can't wait.
and
Got a
play
year to promote.
for a chance to win a championship belt, and we do it once a year. So we end the segment with Cards Against Humanity. Are you familiar with Cards Against Humanity? All right. So obviously we can't have a deck of cards in front of you. So
Totally.
we do it as Cards Against Humanity roulette. So what I'm going to do is read off the face card, and then you're going to choose a random number that you don't know what the number says to answer the card. So this first card is a draw 2. So choose anybody in this room aside from myself to be the other person that chooses a card.
You want to do it? You want to do this with me?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So you and Tati.
Oh God, are you sure? I suck. I don't want. I
All
want
right.
to befriend her after this. She's gonna hate
So,
me.
so here's the first card.
All right,
After
let's
months
go.
of practice with blank, I think I'm finally ready for blank. All the cards randomly drawn out of the box, 1 through 8. Daisy, what number do you want?
3.
All right, so 3. 1, 2, 3. All right, and Tati, what number do you want?
What numbers are left?
Anything 1 through 8 aside.
3.
Yeah, I want 4.
4. All right, so 4. All right, so what you guys ended up with is after months of practice with a good, clean Christian comedy, I think I'm finally ready for not believing in giraffes. So
Hallelujah.
Yeah.
that's what you ended up with. So you guys do get rebuttals. You each get 2 rebuttals. So if you want to change your card, you can. Do either of you want to hold, or do either of you want to change your card?
It's a little weak. I would change. Or at least change the giraffe part.
Who's the giraffe? That was me.
That was you, the head giraffe.
And just see it.
Fine, that's fine. Let's change it. I thought it made a lot of sense.
So now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1 through 6.
You ain't got to do anything because I mentioned it. I
Go
was just,
6. I want to make friends here. Let's go to 6.
All right. So are you holding Daisy?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
The Christian comedy seems like a good. start.
Tati, keep in mind you still have one more rebuttal if you don't like this, and then you're stuck with whatever's after that. So, after months of practice with a good, clean Christian comedy, I think I'm finally ready for Waiting Till Marriage.
That's awesome. Is that better? Do you guys like?
That's still kind of weak too.
Really? Okay. I didn't know what we were waiting for.
Matt wants grandma being grilled on.
I know.
Well, the whole intrigue of
that makes perfect sense. The way
it really does. It's kind of like, oh yeah, that's like you're a holy roller, and now you want to close your legs up.
Are you guys good with that? With those?
I think. What do you think, Daisy?
I think I'm good with that.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, the irony's solid.
So the other cards we'll go into next week. So we're going to do another round. Daisy, this is going to be just you by yourself. So this one is, and what did you bring for show and tell? 1 through 6.
5.
All right. And what did you bring for show and tell? The penny whistle solo from My Heart Will Go On. Are you good with that, or do you want to rebuttal and choose another card?
Let's choose another just for funsies and to see what there is.
Yeah.
All right. What other number do you want?
Let's try 3 again.
3 again? All right. So 3. And what did you bring for show and tell? Fisting.
We found it.
We found it.
Yeah. Could you imagine that? Like, you just walk in, it's like, so what do you have for show and tell today, Johnny? Well, I have fisting.
That sounds
what?
I imagine one of the old slide projectors, it had like in the circle and your teacher pushes through it. All right. And here's when you get about 4 fingers in. All right. And now we've made it to the wrist. Okay.
And now we're making it to the hospital.
Right. Or it's like one of those like you remember they had the projector thing with like those clear little like I was always fascinated by those. The clear fucking pieces of like plastic that they would put over the fucking
and they could write on them.
Century projectors that would shine up on there and like
they write on it, right?
Yeah, I want to see like a whole porn written out like that. Like just like a whole thing, and they put it up on the projector and they do it like sheet by sheet, like really fast. Like
you're such a pilgrim all the time. I bet you use regular porn magazines, right?
Yeah.
Old school. I don't jerk off at anything but print.
Yeah, because you like to read.
Yeah. That's it.
And Daisy, with being in the industry, is there anything that of course you do a lot of camming too. So with camming, have you had any like really odd requests?
Oh God, I'm sure she has today.
That's a great question. I feel like I don't get too many crazy requests. It's mostly just crazy comments.
Okay.
So
what's the craziest comment you remember seeing?
And it's probably always in a form of a question, right?
It's so hard.
I know there's so many. You're like,
it's hard. I mean, I can go through fucking list of some. It's mostly, the loudest people across the board are foot people.
Sorry, my pussy's in the way.
I love it.
Sorry.
So foot people. So what kind of foot requests did you get? Because we had someone on and they said that literally someone wanted them to have dirty feet, and they were like, "Yeah, I just went out to my garage and just walked around barefooted for like an hour." And I was like, "Dirty enough for you?"
Yesterday there was a guy with the socks, and he wanted me to talk about the toe jams and the smell And I was really descriptive about how stinky and the little white pieces that go between your toes, like when you take your socks off. And I guess he was just going in all day about the socks. So
would you do toe jam, Daisy? Would like if someone asked like, what like is that something that you like would do?
I think I might be.
She said she has a number.
That might be a bridge too far for me, perhaps.
Oh. So wait, there's no price.
For toe jam, I think no.
Okay, we found your line.
Someone just sits there and they just message you on your camming thing, and they're like, Daisy, look, this is what I really, really want. I
Yeah.
want you to sit there and I want you to take your own toe jam. I want you to take a little plastic knife and I want you to just peel it out from in between your toes. And then what I want you to do is I want you to put it on a plate, and then I want you to sit there and just kind of smash it up with a potato smasher. And then I want you to just sit there and take it. And I want you to eat all.
You're too good at
Is
this.
there a
I was
price?
gonna say, are you the one who's commenting about?
Yeah,
my-
because you're awfully like, I didn't even know about the plate and the potato masher. Like, Matt, is this your friend? Get your
There was
friend, Matt.
layers. There was layers to the thought. Yeah.
I've had a call with you before.
I
Sure of it.
are.
I can't hide now.
Yeah, I think I would have to call the police.
Hold on, sir. I'll be,
I'd be like,
requesting 1 second. 911.
The SWAT team is on the way.
And Ray is on my phone. You know, okay, so let me just say, when we do the cams and stuff, you're asking it like the wrong way. Most of those people don't want to see us eat the toe jam. They want it. So they want us
They
to
want
give.
to see yours.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know where your fetish comes from, but
Hey, we don't kink shame around here.
no, I just said I don't know where it comes from. I didn't. That's all. I just didn't know what
where
place.
does any of it come from? I mean, like, listen,
Sometimes-
I don't have a problem like with feet. Like, you know, if you're getting at it, suck on a toe, whatever.
Yeah,
But
that's should be
but
clean.
like I'm like I guess I can't wrap my head around being like
No.
totally sexually driven by feet rather than like, you know, a nice set of tits or some ass or something like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Daisy,
But to each their own. As long as everybody's consenting and having fun.
I was just
I'm
asking
all
where
for
it came from. Yeah, I just want to know where it comes from. That's all.
Daisy, is there a market for like male ugly feet? Like, I mean, like I'm talking about like male feet where like, you know, like let's say like I wear work boots all day and like I sweat in my boots all day long. And then there's times where my wife were like, your toenail stabbed me when we were sleeping. Like, is there like a market for feet like that? Because if so, I feel like I'm missing the ball.
There's an ass for every seat, bro. There's probably some, I mean, because I got the Flintstone feet too. Not so much during the summer, but like, yeah, during the wintertime, I always have socks on. I always have work
Wait,
boots
before
on.
Daisy tells you, I just want to tell you, you're not going to like this answer. And then I'll explain. Go ahead, Daisy. I already know it's going to.
No.
Well, God damn it.
No.
But what I can say is, if
Yes.
there is, you're
And you will be cashing out heavily.
yeah, but you're just not going to like.
Expeditiously.
You're going to be having to sell your soul on that one. And it's going to cause you. It's not the mindset of that you think like this.
Soul, SOLE.
that me and Daisy are going to be the ones like, oh, like, let me just tell you, this is not who's going to be purchasing those. Let's just say that. Let's just put that out there. And Matt, you're a very nice looking man, but I'm just saying maybe it might be someone that looks more like Matt who will be purchasing and calling you. That's all I have to say.
Hey, if I'm being
their money's so green.
Yes, absolutely.
But yeah.
But I'm just saying you have to like it. You have to talk to Matt just like you talk to us. That's all.
So has there ever
I
been a
love
time-
it. By the way, you know, my fucking messages are wide open. Go ahead.
Daisy,
Ray
has
will
there
be
ever
calling
been a
me.
time where you actually legitimately thought you were going to have to call the police on someone in a camming room? Like,
Today.
has it ever gotten to the point to where you were just kind of like, yeah, this is going completely fucking south?
When you called her about the toe jam, that's what she just told you.
That part on this very Zoom call about 5 minutes ago. No.
Ray's a dirty boy.
Yes, I see.
There is one experience. Sometimes people are wild and people will get crazy. I just get kind of enraged because I'm kind of a priss and a diva where like I don't like to be told what to do. So when
Who
people get
says?
very demanding, I get a little angry. There was one experience.
The Hulk.
It was like my first camming experience where I was on Chatterbait and I had never done camming, so I didn't know how it worked. So this person was sending me fake tokens and sending me fake stuff.
How
And
do
I
you
went-
send fake tokens?
I
Don't tell
know.
him he's gonna do it.
No. I
Right.
would never do that.
Tell him.
No, I still don't know to this day how that happened, but they were sending me fake tokens and they were sending me so many tokens that I ended up going into the private chat with them. And I didn't know how to work Chatterbait, so I didn't turn off the public chat, so everyone was watching for free. And I sat with this person for like 3 hours.
I don't understand. I mean, like, you have to be like, how do you get fake tokens on something like that? Or are they like a hack? Like there's some sort of hacking going on or some shit?
I don't know if they were sending a GIF or if it was hacking, but on Chatterbait, it'll make a noise and then it will show like, oh, boom, this many tokens, and it'll put it into your amount. So
right, and I imagine that those will equate to like a dollar amount at the end of things, right?
Yeah.
So that's what it was doing. It was showing the sound and showing the amount and then putting it in. And
did you hold them responsible for this shit? Like the host website?
You can't.
I mean, if they're offering a service and doing something like that where people can pay in tokens, I'd be flipping the fuck out. But at the same time, you don't want to say like, all right, I'm not going to use this anymore if it is a steady income stream.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
I talked to Chatterbait and I tried to report the person, but they just kind of disappeared.
they might have been bullshit, like a bot from the beginning or some shit like that. I don't know.
Honestly, I will say it did kind of fuck me up. I didn't cam for like 2 years after that. I was like, damn, like I just don't know how it works. And I was at that point at the very beginning of my career and very much needed money and was at a very bad place. So it was just very humiliating.
Yeah, to have to waste your, I mean, it's not a waste, but it was not. That's not that your worth.
I can't imagine like the feeling of knowing that you're not getting paid for that when you're done. And Daisy, we've ran a little long, so we're gonna let you get ready to get out of here soon. But one final with conventions. Have you done a lot of conventions?
Yes, I've been to not many, but I have had a fair share.
What is your weirdest experiences that you've had at a convention? Like, has anybody walked up and went, hey, these are the underwear that you were wearing that I bought?
I would love that. I'll show you.
No,
the underwear? Yes. Are you taking them off or are you putting them on? Oh, no. Look, wait, your face is priceless. The face.
I was shocked.
That face, you said.
He doesn't look like he's a shorter guy.
Yes.
Yeah. From looking at him surrounded. But the homie's got some.
He also looks nothing like Goku.
Oh, is that what? Okay, I don't know
and
anything
it looks like
about
he came.
Like Black Krillin, we love it.
He looked like he came to do that. Like that's what he was doing. It's like I'm going to get there and I'm going to pick that bitch up.
He was because you want to know, you go look at his Twitter. He did that with every single girl. It was the photo. That was a photo.
He was just trying to get the reps in.
We took a photo of him holding me up, and I was like, and
there was like 20 more of those.
So you weren't his first.
My roommate was watching on the side and was taking a video. Was like, what the fuck is going on?
So there you go. There's the weird stuff that she gets right there. That's off the wall.
Yeah.
I've been picked up before. That was wild.
And curled. I mean, it wasn't just a pig. It was
multiple times. And I towered.
Did he ask first?
Yeah.
Okay.
That would he would have just came over and just picked you up.
I was going to say I would hope that there would be problems with that.
Asked, and furthermore, I knew it was coming because I had seen his Twitter.
I knew it was coming.
And when he came up to me, he was like, "Are you ready?" And I was like, "I'm gonna be."
I'm gonna have to be. Yeah,
that's cool. I mean, it probably gives him a bit of a chub or something, But like,
oh, so wait, was he like? You were all of a sudden, you were like, "What is that?"
To be fair, he looks like he's a bit of a chub.
Top of his head. Do you want his toe jam?
Oh,
sorry, I'm never gonna let you live that down.
Yeah, I can't with the toe jam. Yeah, conventions are wild.
We'll find a convention for you, Ray.
Yes. Actually, if anybody,
he was. You were
in New Jersey in November. So if you're planning
You gonna
on-
be at that one, Ray?
New Jersey. We will be there. We were at the DC Exotica last year, hanging out, recording video and all that. So we will be in Jersey, which is the one that we were told is the one to go to because it's the biggest out of all the Exoticas and probably the craziest. So we will be there.
I go to the one in Vegas.
Yeah, I would imagine Vegas.
Sorry.
I don't
Or
make
like-
quite enough money out of this to go to that one.
Oh.
Or don't they do like there's one in Miami too? I
Yeah, I
imagine that
do-
those
yeah.
are probably. But as far as like
I don't
up
know why
here,
you say DC is the craziest one because I'm like, wait, there's two other cities.
No,
that
DC
are-
definitely was not crazy. DC,
Oh, okay.
I think that was the first year that was the first one we went to last year, and it was very, very calm. I was just like, and everybody's like, no, bro, you got to go to Jersey. Jersey definitely
Jersey,
puts
yeah, DC. There's there's a lot more. It's
Well, it
DC. It's the
wasn't-
capital.
It wasn't.
You know? They're not gonna
it was-
have to do
watched.
too much.
It
You're
was
being
Reston,
watched.
Virginia, and I was like, this is fucking Virginia. Like this
Yeah.
isn't fucking DC. But
Yeah.
anyways, Daisy Taylor, thank you for coming on to our show. I hope you had a great time. It's all over.
It's nice chatting with you.
Yes, and
Yes.
the way that we
Oh.
like it. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna let you go ahead and get ready to get out of here. Would you be able to hang out for 1 second once we
Yeah.
conclude? All
Oh,
right.
and Daisy, when you leave, hold on, I want to give you my information. Will you give Daisy my information, please?
Yes,
I love
yes.
her.
And what I'm gonna do is real quick the chat on YouTube, which I've kind of forgotten about the whole thing. We have a chat on here from Zachariah. It says greetings from Turkey. So somebody from Turkey
Holy shit.
tuning in live tonight. So shout out to Turkey. Tiro Loco says, congratulations, Daisy Taylor. You are the queen. Thomas Richmond, he said, special thanks to Daisy. And that's pretty much it for the live stream thread tonight. But we're going to be back here on YouTube Live this coming Saturday,
Coming.
1:00 p.m. Eastern time. Our guest will be Marina Gold. She will be joining us right here on the podcast. So make sure you click subscribe. Join us for that. We do it live each and every week. That's how we work. That's the only way I know how to do it is live. And what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and conclude here on YouTube Live. Daisy, before you
May I plug, or before you stop going live, and may I plug?
Yep.
Go check out my band Scissor Fist. We got a new single out on Spotify, YouTube called Death Threat. Please go listen to it. Yeah, I'll leave it at that.
Right, and this is Tatiana at Tokyo-ish. That's Tokyo ISHH podcast. I'm on Spotify, Amazon, YouTube, anywhere you can think of. And I'll be telling to everybody, Killer Lashes is my new podcast for crime, and that I said it first here.
And Daisy, where can everybody find you? Of course, don't give your address out. You don't want that. You don't want weightlifting guy to come over and just knock on your door.
Could you imagine?
Walk out the front door. He's like, I'm ready. It's arm day.
I know. Terrifying. You can find me on YouTube and Twitter at Here on Neptune. I'm not even going to try and to spell that, dear God. And you can find me on Instagram at Daisy Tay, TikTok Daisy with 2 Y's, Taylor with 2
Daisy
R's.
Taylor. Okay.
So
let me see.
You
Hold
can
on,
find-
I'm doing it now.
All right. Well, what that's going to do,
I'm
that's
following all your stuff, Tatiana.
episode for
Yes,
tonight.
I'm gonna get your stuff, Matt.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning into the Happy Hour podcast. Of course, we will see you Saturday right here live.